Coming up on Business Report Africa, Zenith Bank chairman to earn 9.58 billion naira in dividend. Telecom Egypt records net profit of 4.9 billion Egyptian pounds. Rwanda trials air travel digital health passport. All this and more after the break. This is Business Report Africa, brought to you by your digital First Pan-African News Network, TOS TV. I am Ruel Panao. The founder and chairman of Zenith Bank PLC, Mr. Jim Ovia, is expected to earn a sum of 9.575 billion naira in dividend for the financial year ended December 2020. Being a respected banker, Mr. Ovia is the single majority shareholder of Zenith Bank PLC, which gives him an 11.29% interest in the Tier 1 bank. In a bank statement released via the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the board of directors proposed a final dividend of 2.70 naira, amounting to a total payout of 3 naira per share for the financial year 2020, due to the past year's robust performances. In the past year, Telecom Egypt recorded a net profit of 4.9 billion Egyptian pounds, marking an increase of 10% on a year-on-year basis. The company added that its consolidated revenue reached 31.9 billion Egyptian pounds during 2020, with an annual increase of 24%. They attributed this growth to the 39% year-on-year increase in data revenues, constituting 53% of top-line growth, and the doubling of cable project revenue, with an increase of 1.4 billion Egyptian pounds year-on-year. Now, before tax, interest, depreciation, and amortization, the company's earnings jumped 91%, registering 11.133 billion Egyptian pounds in 2020, as against 5.834 billion Egyptian pounds in 2019. According to Adel Hamed, Managing Director and CEO, this year's results reflect Telecom Egypt's fortitude and resilience throughout 2020 and its outstanding ability to accommodate the market's sudden shift towards digitization during the COVID-19 outbreak. Rwanda Air will become the first African airline to trial IATA Travel Pass. This is a digital health pass currently being trialed around the world. Plans are in place for the airline to begin a 3-week trial in April for customers traveling between Kigali and Nairobi in Kenya. The IATA Travel Pass serves as a digital platform to help passengers easily and securely verify that they comply with COVID-19 test or vaccine travel requirements. This will in turn give governments the confidence to reopen borders. It is developed by the International Air Transport Association, IATA, which is the trade association for the world's airlines, and designed to be incorporated into apps of airlines to help travelers by air easily understand what they need before they fly. In our current reality, where we must reinforce all the health and safety measures and protocols which have been put in place to restore customer confidence to fly, this development is important as it simplifies and digitally transmits the information required by countries and governments around the world into airline systems in a secure and efficient manner. The application has a wide range of features, which include a registry of testing centers and labs at the departure and/or arrival location to conduct COVID-19 tests in line with the type of test required for the journey. On Wednesday, February 24th, the Federal Executive Council, FEC, approved 5.9 billion naira for 3 projects in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. At the end of the weekly FEC meeting chaired by the President, Muhammadu Buhari, the FCT Minister, Mr. Mohammed Bello, presented 3 memos, 1 for the purchase of needed equipment for the safety of the city, and 2 others based on infrastructure and linked to a contract meant to rehabilitate the road leading to the Federal Integrated Staff Housing Estate in Apo, Abuja, approved at the sum of 2.3 billion naira with a completion period of 24 months. The second infrastructure project is linked to the contract for the construction of an access road and car park for the Abuja Light Rail Station at Kukwabe Station, approved for 3.6 billion naira with a completion period of 18 months. The third contract was for the purchase of 2 towing vehicles and a crane for use by the Directorate of Road Traffic Services. The South African government's fiscal strategy over the next 3 years will be to narrow the deficit and stabilize the debt to GDP ratio primarily by controlling non-interest expenditure growth. Due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic since the 2020 budget review, the budget deficit has doubled and the in-year revenue shortfall is estimated at 213.2 billion rand. Now, according to the National Treasury, gross national debt is projected to rise from 80.3% of GDP in 2020-2021 to 87.3% of GDP by 2023 and 2024, with debt service costs reaching 338.6 billion rand in that year. As the economy opens up, there has been an improved outlook and revenue estimates are higher than projected in the 2020 Medium-Term Budget Policy Statement, MTBPS. This enables government to provide immediate support for urgent public health and social needs while improving the debt to GDP outlook. The National Treasury has plans to continue supporting the economy and public health services in the short term without adding to long-term spending pressures and improve the composition of spending by reducing growth in compensation while protecting capital investment. There's more coming up on Business Report Africa. I will be back after this short break. Zimbabwe has made plans to buy an additional 1.2 million COVID-19 vaccine doses from China at a preferential price. The country began COVID-19 vaccinations last week after it received a donation of 200,000 doses from the China National Pharmaceutical Group, Sinopharm, with initial plans to inoculate health workers, security forces, and journalists, amongst others. Now, according to Guo Xiaochun, China's ambassador to Zimbabwe, as part of its solidarity and action with Zimbabwe, China decided to double its donation of vaccines to 400,000. President Mnangagwa's government has not yet disclosed how much it will be paying for the COVID-19 vaccines. However, it had already bought 600,000 doses from Sinopharm, and this new purchase will bring to 1.8 million the number of COVID-19 doses being bought from China. The Uganda Manufacturers Association and the Capital Markets Authority, CMA, have signed a memorandum of understanding in a bid to ease access to finance for its members. This agreement stands as the latest attempt, by the association to expose members of the UMA to alternative means of meeting their financial needs by tapping into both public and private markets. This has propelled Uganda's manufacturing sector to take advantage of customized training on the various options of raising long-term credit to bolster their uptake of non-bank market-based loans that fit their needs, and this stands as a positive addition to the set of options laid out for manufacturers. In a scenario where non-bank financing can drag down the cost of raising capital, the partnership will establish hybrid financing options as well as identify and influence changes in law that allow for offering financing without requiring significant changes in shareholding structures. Eventually, it will quicken Uganda's socio-economic growth and transformation. Ghana Airports Company Limited, GACL, and Frontier Healthcare Services signed a contract on the 1st of September 2020 to undertake COVID-19 antigen tests at the Kotoka International Airport, KIA. This contract, which spans across 2 years, grants Frontier Healthcare Services the exclusive right to provide mandatory COVID-19 testing on passengers on arrival. This test, according to reports, were charged at $150 each. Frontier Health Services, in turn, is to pay an amount of $10 per passenger to GACL. This amount is expected to cover the cost of renting space at the airport and is set to be paid on a daily basis. At the end of the year, Frontier Healthcare Services is expected to pay a total of $153,330 to GACL as rent royalty for operating in an office space at Terminal 3. Spotify, a New York exchange-listed audio streaming subscription, has announced its availability in more than 80 emerging countries, which include Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania, and now Kenya. Spotify launched its audio streaming services a few weeks after the Kenyan government moves to implement the digital service tax, which came into effect on the 2nd of January 2021. It applies to such digital services as subscription-based media, such as films, podcasts, music, magazines, and news. The news tax will attract the 1.5% digital service tax on gross transaction value. Services subjected to this tax include over-the-top streaming television shows, online ticket sales, and any form of digital content. And to wrap this up, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates is not entirely keen on being carried away by the excitement trailing the world's most successful cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Now, during an interview, billionaire Bill Gates slammed Bitcoin for its excessive energy use. He argued that it consumes more electricity than any other method known to mankind. Apparently, he would be okay with Bitcoin if it relied exclusively on green electricity without crowding out other users. While he explained that he had not yet hopped on the Bitcoin train, he applauded people who made fortunes with Bitcoin and revealed that the Gates Foundation is currently developing its own digital currencies that have ultra-low transaction fees. Referring to Elon Musk's interest in Bitcoin, Bill Gates said he is more concerned with those who are taken by Bitcoin without having much money to spare. According to the tech entrepreneur, if you have less money than Elon, you should probably watch out. And thank you for watching Business Report Africa. Do follow us on social media at TOS TV Network on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at TOS TV Network. I am Ruel Panawa. See you tomorrow.